Well, it's all about her after all. And then there's the Georgia State Senate. The Republican-controlled body created its special committee to investigate Ms. Willis soon after defense attorneys filed a motion to disqualify her. The committee has no power to fire the district attorney, but it does have the ability to investigate and issue subpoenas. Joining me now to discuss is Georgia State Senator Colton Moore. Senator, it's always fine to see you, sir. Can the Senate do anything other than uncover and present evidence? Can they impact funding to Willis's office in any way?
Well, I mean, we as a legislature 2 weeks ago just approved funding for Fani Willis. Can you believe it? I mean, this case has been rocking on now for 8 months. And the Senate Investigative Committee, well, they've uncovered information that we've pretty much already known this entire time. But we have articles of impeachment sitting on Speaker John Burns' desk right now. It's the Republican leadership class in our state that's working on behalf of Fani Willis, and that's the sad part.
Well, that leads me to my final question to you, sir. What's going on in the state of Georgia from Raffensperger to Kemp to this judge, it seems? It seems so-called Republicans either colluding with or running scared from these left-wing extremists.
Well, they need to stop running scared and start helping their constituents that elected them to the office. I mean, we all raised our hand and swore an oath to the Constitution to protect and defend it. Representative Charlize Byrd, way down in Woodstock, she's had these articles of impeachment since January, but the Speaker of the House refuses to take them on. If these impeachment articles were heard, we could remove Fani Willis from being a district attorney. We as a legislature have the power to defund Fani Willis, but we continue to fund her. It's absolutely ridiculous. People in Georgia, call up the Speaker of the House, call up your representatives and say, get the job done. It's been 8 months already.
Man, I have so much sympathy. In the state in which I reside, we have a Speaker of the Texas House who is allegedly a Republican, but is chosen by Democrats and delivers for Democrats. He's in a runoff right now and is likely to lose his seat. State Senator Colton Moore, sir, thank you very much. Appreciate the time. Straight ahead on the Friday edition of the Chris Salcedo Show, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis making it clear he won't stand for the Haitian invasion. His remarks next. Plus, another subway shooting in the Rotten Apple. Just another day where citizens pay the ultimate price for electing Democrats. And more on the Fani fallout. President Trump responding to Judge McAfee's ruling. That's all on the way on Newsmax.
Federal agencies urge every family to have an emergency radio. During any disaster, electrical power may get cut. The emergency radio gives you the vital information you need. Newsmax wants you to have the Dynamo Emergency Band Radio. It doesn't need batteries and works in any emergencies. It retails for $30. You can get it with the free offer. Call or go online and get the emergency radio today. Your life may depend on it.
What's this?
My new pony, and I love him.
Yeah, no, thank you.
I ran the numbers on Quicken. It's totally in my budget. Bad, Mr. Sparkles.
Allowance, birthday money, investments.
Quicken tracks all my income and spending, and even built me a personalized budget, so it's easier to save more.
This is amazing.
I know. It is. Yeah!
Do more with your money.
Hi.
Save 50% today at Quicken.com.
That's a lot of money.
There's the guy who said his trade-in was in perfect condition.
Well, what do you think?
Well, let's see here. It looks pretty nice on the outside. Oh, got a teeny tiny scratch right there, and whoa, game changer. You didn't tell me that you had WeatherTech floor liners?
Of course. I also have the cargo liner and seat protector.
I mean, the carpet looks brand new.
So what do you think of my trade-in now?
It just went up, way up.
Thought so.
Protect your investment. Order your American-made products at WeatherTech.com.
If you knew how fragile America's power grid is, you'd be alarmed. Susceptible to cyber attacks and sudden shutdowns, you could be left powerless without notice. Not with the Grid Doctor 300. Portable, it packs a punch. This solar generator powers electronics, small appliances, ham radio stations, even CPAP machines, all while it charges by the sun for free. Unlock more power, more features, and better tech today. Get the Grid Doctor 300 at MyPatriotSupply.com. MyPatriotSupply.com.
1 out of every 5 pregnancies in the U.S. end in abortion.
There is a person inside of me that's hanging on to dear life.
An ultrasound is what saves lives, but they need your help to make free ultrasounds accessible through Preborn. Preborn is a nonprofit organization that provides life-saving ultrasounds to women considering abortion. They save 200 babies a day, but they need your help to save more precious lives. For only $28, your generous donation provides a free life-saving ultrasound to a woman in need.
I was definitely going to abort that baby, and I didn't. And she's amazing.
Donate now to help rescue an innocent preborn child by calling 800-858-7385. Just call 800-858-7385 and save a life today.
In the state of Florida, if you have been deported and you come to this state and enter our state and you're here illegally and you commit crimes, we are throwing the book at you. And you are going to regret coming to the state of Florida.
Right on, right on. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis issuing a warning during a press conference held this morning that anyone who attempts to come into the United States illegally through his state of Florida will be deported immediately. This comes 2 days after he issued a statement saying, given the circumstances in Haiti, I've directed the Division of Emergency Management, the Florida State Guard, and the state law enforcement agencies to deploy over 250 additional officers and soldiers and over a dozen air and sea craft to the southern coast of Florida to protect our state. Let's bring in our panel to get their reaction to all this. Joining us now is retired ICE special agent and producer of a new documentary, Border Invasion, An American Crisis, Victor Avila, and Florida State Representative Fabian Basabe. Did I get that name correct, Mr. Representative?
You did, sir. Thanks for having me.
Excellent. Mr. Representative, Governor DeSantis isn't messing around. He has a clear track record of doing everything he can to keep your state of Florida safe, something that left-wing governors of New Mexico, Arizona, California can't say, correct?
We don't mess around in Florida. We fully back the governor's efforts. I think that it's time that the federal government starts to follow Florida's lead. This is not okay what's going on in the world right now. I mean, we are humanitarians. We care deeply for what's going on in Haiti. We have friends. We have great relationships there. We have representatives that are devastated right now in our legislature. I literally spoke to one of our representatives today who was crying. This is not okay. But at the same time, this is a reminder. We are a border state. And we cannot have this. We cannot have this influx. We must protect our Floridians. We are taking proactive measures, and I think that it's going to be, it's going to be some dangerous times ahead.
Yeah, Victor, you've been on the front lines watching as Joe Biden and the Democrat Socialist Party unleashed a massive invasion, primarily through Texas. You watched as Democrats' policies wiped out whole communities, mostly Latino communities, by the way. What's your take on Governor Ron DeSantis' response here?
Well, it's kind of the irony here, Chris, that I think we're living this in Texas, and now this is the problem that we're having the states having to jump up and step up and do the job of the failed government, the federal government that hasn't done it. We've seen it do it in Texas with Operation Lone Star. Now the state of Texas has to step up and do it themselves. What we need to continue to do here is put the pressure on the Biden administration to do their job. Now, I've talked to my contacts at CBP, Air and Marine, and they're getting very conflicting missions, let me tell you. And I'm specifically talking about the Haitians that are coming over. Some are saying that they're going to be allowed to repel them and send them back, but then they're getting conflicting messages that some are going to be escorted all the way into Florida. And the same thing with the National Guard. And this is very troublesome because the men and women want to keep our country safe. They're just not being allowed by the Biden administration to do the right thing. And right now, they actually don't know what to do. The problem here, Chris, is if we get a first wave of Haitians into Florida, all bets are off. We're going to see exactly what we saw in Texas with a tremendous invasion. And of course, there's a lot of problems in Haitians. We're getting in Haiti. We're getting criminals. We're getting people that we have no idea what their intentions are when they hit this country. So it's a very, very delicate situation that we must keep a close eye on.
Right. We're hearing the same thing you are. That there are some there. Yeah,
right,
hold
go
on
ahead.
one second, Representative. Well, just so you know, we're hearing the same thing. The Biden regime is leaning toward just letting them bum rush Florida the way they've allowed illegal aliens from 168 other countries to bum rush the southern border the way they've been doing for the last 3 years. But, Mr. Representative, I want you to listen to your governor for 1 second. He's trying to prepare you Floridians for what's coming. Listen, I'll get your reaction.
You have people coming across the southern border from all over the world. Haitians can get to the United States easier by flying to Mexico and walking across the border. And so I would anticipate if flights resume, that will likely be where a lot of those folks who are trying to flee, if they want to come to the United States, they're probably going to go to Mexico and then come in through the border, knowing that Biden will just let everybody in.
Yeah, that's going to become a Texas problem. But we all know that there are people fleeing corruption and violence. And as you mentioned, Mr. Representative, it's that way, and we all feel for those people. But we also know there are criminal gangs that could mix right in with these illegal alien flows and trying to get access to Americans. Mr. Basabe, what steps could be taken to make sure the illegal alien criminals don't enter the United States through your state of Florida?
Well, I think our Coast Guard is our first line of defense, but we've deployed FDLE, we've got FHP, we've got helicopters, drones, we've got all of our state guard, we've got resources everywhere. I think the important thing and the responsible thing is to get a message to the Haitians that it is a mistake to think that coming to Florida illegally will be the answer to your problems. We also have legislation in Florida that if you are deported and then you are returning again, if you intend to come in again illegally, you will be jailed. We are not playing games in Florida, and we feel for you deeply. But where is NATO? Where is the United Nations? Where are federal resources helping to reestablish order in Haiti? I mean, this is not a new problem. This has been oncoming. They've had decades of poorly managed government in Haiti. And we can't carry it all here in Florida. And we're doing our part, and we're going to stay strong. And really, again, anybody who can afford to not vote on policy in these upcoming elections is making a mistake.
Haiti, the government the Clintons built. Victor, you have a new documentary just released called Border Invasion, an American Crisis. It tells the real story of what's been happening at the southern border. The truth, much of the compromised press just doesn't want Americans to see. Now, once folks see your documentary, who are they going to be more angry at? Joe Biden and his Democrats for teeing up this disaster, or the biased press for trying to cover it up?
Man, I'm telling you, this documentary will first of all give you a very good briefing. If you have no idea what's going on at the southern border, watch this documentary. You could find it on stanfitzgerald.com at that website. It's going to give you a very good briefing and really good understanding as we shot from Eagle Pass, Texas. Myself and other experts are really breaking down the day-by-day, instances of how it's occurring. By the way, I want to mention really quick on the Haitians. The Biden administration already allowed over 130,000 of them to come in, and the representative is right, and the Congress, the governor is right. They're going to come through Mexico. Remember the invasion we had 2.5 years ago in Del Rio, Texas? These Haitians were already in Mexico, and most of them had been in Mexico for many years. This documentary is going to break all that down, and you get a very, very good understanding of what's going on, plus the risk and national security and public safety issues that we're facing in our country right now.
Well, Victor Avila, thank you for the documentary and letting us know about it. And Representative Fabian Basabe, thank you very much for the visit, sir. We appreciate it. Some big news, folks, from Newsmax. We've been telling you about this, the new streaming service, Newsmax Plus. News